Make sure you guys go to kingofthedot.com and cop the clothing, man. It supports the movement.
If you want those new World Domination hoodies, all them shits that you see cats wearing right now, go to kingofthedot.com. You know what I'm saying? You got all the merch there. Support us, because the money that you guys put into it go back into you guys seeing actual good battles that happen like these big ones. We need to be able to keep doing that shit.
I'm constantly asked about my presence as a style icon, and I got a lot of my style from King of the Dot.
Like something like this. You see how you get your own custom-made iPhone 5 case? We got them for all kind of phones, though.
It's beautiful out here, but it'll make it a lot more beautiful if you're draped out in some KOTD apparel. And it's not just the normal apparel they used to have. They just revamped the store.
They have a bunch of new gear, the fly and shit. We're all wearing them. Seeing a lot of hoodies, cell phone cases, t-shirts.
The more merch that the fans buy, the more money that the company can put into big events like this, and we keep on bringing you the best talent and the best battles.
Make sure you go out and support that movement, because we out here.
Cop the new shirts, cop the old shirts, support the movement.
You know, partially is the reason why people think we can put on these big events and stuff like that. And also go to patstay.com and cop the t-shirts. I get the official tees there. Check that out too.
And the merch is dope. I would rock the hoodies all day. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go cop one because I'm not even gonna get one.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I ain't even told where I'm from.
See, I got a tattoo. You can't get this on the website.
We got the new hoodies, t-shirts. Get your girl something, you already know what it is.
Like Belly says, cop something for your girl, but don't stop there because your grandma probably wants some shit too. So buy some shit for your grandma.
And it's just supporting artists and helping us put on these events and free entertainment for you for the most part. Thank you.
Can you tell these guys to shut up over there, John?
Everyone keep it down. We gotta get these. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's Nameless with the 3-point obtuse angle judging system. We just watched the title match, Arcane versus Pat Stay. Really good match. To me, what it came down to was, you know, I try to go into these battles without any expectations, but obviously I know these guys fairly well, and to me, the battle came down to people doing what people didn't expect from them. I thought Pat's shining, the moments that really stood out in Pat's performance were the ones that he was saying things that were unexpected of him, and the ones that Arcane would, you know, the same way. I think a couple of them fell into tropes that they've done a lot before, and those were the weak moments to me. So to break it down with my, you know, the infamous judging system, first round, 10-8 for Pat Stay. I thought he had, I literally wrote down like half of his verse. All of it was quotable. He had some really insane, unexpected lines. The fucking, the hooker analogy shit I thought was great. The fucking PayPal shit, the mobile app. Like I thought he addressed shit that we thought, again, we expected him to address it, but he did it in an unexpected way. Arcane first round, I thought he was a bit more predictable. He did the David and Goliath bar that I thought was like really, you know, he telegraphed that punch. So that one was 10-8 for Pat. Next round, 10-9 for Pat, a little bit closer. I thought, again, he was starting to go into the Pat Stay stuff that we kind of expect a bit more. It's a little bit jokey, but it wasn't quite as cutthroat, so that's why he only took that one by a point. Arcane had, a super predictable line with the Pacquiao line, but then the St. Patrick's Day shit was just fucking incredible. So, and then the last round, it was still, I thought Pat had taken it a little bit going in there, but it was still, if Arcane had a completely breakout round, I thought it was still anyone's battle in that sense. And I thought Arcane did actually take that round, and it was the best round of his in the battle, but it wasn't quite enough to edge it. Pat had already developed too much momentum there. So I think Arcane closed off the battle in fantastic fashion. He's showing his wisdom and his seasoning. He knows to arrange his rounds. So the last round, the one that sticks in your head, he's got his strongest material there. He's clearly extremely well crafted. But at the end of the day, it was Pat Stay's kind of charisma and more interesting, unexpected angles that I think won the battle for him. So that's what it is. Trying to wrap it up. I know these guys got a lot of shit to do, and the video's probably already like 56 minutes at this point, 57. We're getting a count over here, but peace. Nameless 2 point. I don't fucking know. Do you? Really? Who knows?
Hey, it's Kid Twist. Surprise. I'm here, and I also judge the battle. My decision was to crown Pat Stay the new King of the Dot champion. I thought Nameless gave an excellent breakdown of the battle, so I'll just go into the few points where I disagreed. Round one for me was insanely close. I found myself thinking after that round was finished that I really hope one of them pulls ahead in the rest of the battle, because if it stayed like that, it would have been too close to call. Pat had the greater crowd reaction in the first round, but I mean, he's obviously the king of crowd control, so as much as crowd control is a part of your whole performance, I felt like I had to not go off of crowd reaction alone, and Arcane's bars in the first round were insane. So I thought that was actually really even, both of them doing what they do at the top of their game. The second round is when I thought Pat started to pull away more. He started out slow because he did his joke style, but then he really brought it back and balanced it out in the rest of the round, which I thought was great. Arcane also kind of lagged a little bit in the middle of the second round for me. So I thought they both had weaker parts in that round, but for me, Pat took it just by doing something different and switching it up. The oxymoron online was crazy, so that brought a lot of momentum to his side for sure. And then the third round, a lot of people gave it to Arcane. Personally, I thought Pat edged him a little bit, and the reason that I thought that is because he spent the whole round, to me, perfectly neutralizing Arcane's approach. Like, he was breaking down what he saw as the flaws in his battle character and just laying it out in a way that the audience could really relate to. So then when Arcane came in second in that round, to me, as much as his material was great, it just didn't have the same impact because Pat had kind of done exactly what he needed to do in order to neutralize that approach. So to me, at the end of the battle, Pat was the one who had the momentum, as close as both the first and the third rounds were, and so my decision was for Pat stay. To sum it up, I think Arcane did what he did, and he did it extremely well, but Pat just had every sort of angle you could take, jokes, bars, and to me, the biggest factor in his win was just predicting exactly what Arcane was going to do and then making sure that he played a defensive game and kind of kicked Arcane's legs out from underneath him before he could even get there. So excellent approach by Pat Stay, impeccable performance, and that's why he is the King of the Dot champion, in my opinion.
Hello, sir. This is Yas from Dead Celebrity Status. New album, The Throwaway Kids, out now. This is possibly the biggest battle in KOTD history. I'm honored that I was called up to be a judge for this. Title match, Arcane versus Pat Stay. I gave the battle to Pat Stay, the new KOTD champion. The way I broke it down is the first round, I thought they were both incredible, but a lot of times people get caught up in things like bars and bars and bars, or even jokes and jokes and jokes. It's a battle, or it's almost like a fight. When you get into a fight or you get into a battle, you have to utilize everything you have. And in this case, this first round, Pat Stay just showed that he had everything. Just the way he started, the way he began, and Pat Stay didn't need bar after bar after punch after punch. He had those, and he had jokes, and he had aggression, but what he had performance. Something I think a lot of battlers end up missing out. You know, they get so caught up in their pen game, they forget the element of actual battling, which is performing. And yes, a lot of fans were on Pat Stay's side right out the gate, but I think what Pat Stay does so great is he was able to control it and utilize it. So he wasn't just using the crowd, he knew how to maneuver within it and make the most of it. So I gave him that first round. It was extremely close. Second round, again, Arcane started to get better, and I find Arcane's battles do that. He starts here, and as the rounds go, Arcane gets better. But Pat Stay, again, just had too many angles and just delivered too much. Third round was the closest. I almost gave it to Arcane. There was a slip up, even though it looked like it was part of, because the crowd started booing and then his next line was booing. So it actually fit, but when you're in a title match, there is no room for error. And again, Pat Stay just had, Pat Stay was flawless. I really think this was a flawless performance. The third round might have been Pat Stay's weakest. And if I have any criticism to Pat Stay, it would be, I find his third rounds usually aren't as strong as his first two. So for the future, especially if he's going to get in there with someone like Diz, all three rounds just have to be on point. Some of the best bars, Arcane had some of the best lines. That whole, you got to get by Bishop to get to the king was bananas. That whole That sloppy like St. Patty's Day was nuts. Pat's Day, the whole oxymoron scheme was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, there was just too many things, it was all incredible. Blessed to be part of this. The fans, you guys got to see something legendary, and I'm excited to see what's next for both of them. That's my vote. Pat Stay is your new KOTD champion. Arcane proved why he's one of the best in the world, so fuck what everyone's saying about all those bars, because what he proved today in 3 rounds was pretty amazing. I am Yas.
Okay, sucker free champion, how you feeling?
Sweaty. Sweaty. Feel great though, man.
How was that atmosphere out there for you?
It's wonderful, man. It's always good. Where I got a lot of love out here, man. And I appreciate that. I'm not sure. Like I knew I would have won anyways. I knew if I just came in here, and this is the truth. And it sounds like so negative every time. People know this about me though. I really actually don't put a lot of effort into this, but this time I made sure that I tried harder than normal because I know it was important, right? So I knew as long as I got my bars out, then I would win, no matter what type of shit. But if I slipped up at all, then there was a chance. But no, I got my shit across, and I knew I would win no matter what. The crowd is good to me, right?
I found with like a lot of the controversy with the title, a lot of like the real hip hop heads really wanted you to take this. Did you feel like a lot of extra pressure to just go an extra mile?
Nah, no, I don't feel no pressure, man. You see how comfortable I am up there? I can do this shit naked, man.
Awesome. But with all that controversy, do you feel like maybe the title has had a reset in like credibility now?
Now?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's gonna help a lot to have me have the chain, and that's actually I had a rhyme about that. Something the only reason I even came to battle you today is to fucking give back to my country and bring some actual value to the chain. And after you, Dizaster's through, man. How'd you lose to Kane? You had the PayPal statements and everything. The path for you was paved. I wanted to battle you today, but the way you keep ducking just seems corny. You're rusty, that's why you were scared to battle at WD-4, dude. And I checked it out because I heard somebody else said WD-40 line, and I fucking scrapped it. So give it up and don't even fucking put that in there. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I don't give a fuck.
And
chain.
And overall,
you guys.
Yeah. How do you feel about Kane's performance?
I knew he had a crazy performance, man. Like I told people, I do not fucking doubt this guy. He's got crazy bars, man. I did tell him in the press conference, and I said that what I probably will beat you is because I have more than the bars, right? And sometimes he might even be able to out-bar me or whatever, but it becomes, this is a performance, and there's more to just the lyrical shit sometimes. Sometimes you gotta have every element of it, and I thought that, I think that's the one thing I have over Arcane. And that takes nothing away from him, because he was the hardest person I've ever met, I'd say.
And we all know you headlined World Domination 1,
yeah, man.
Now number 4. How do you just feel about the evolution of the World Domination event?
It's great, man. It's wonderful, and it's getting really, really big every time. I think that this inspired me to actually try harder, because like I said, unfortunately I am a fucking slacker and this type of stuff. But Arcane made me really buckle down this time, and if Dizaster's lucky enough, I might fuck him up next, and I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck him up. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not playing with him. Dizaster's he's great, but anyways, we'll get to that next. Fuck.
And finally, anything you gotta say to the people?
First time I hit Arcane up, shit was gay as hell. I said, what up? He said, what up? ASL. No, I just one love, man, and respect to Nova Scotia and Toronto, you know what I mean? I hold it down.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Not much, honestly. Like, after the battle, like, there's so much pressure that leads up to the battle, and I was just looking forward to doing the battle, getting my bars out, and putting on a great performance. And I think I put on a good performance, so I really can't be mad at the decision. If I was gonna lose the chain to anybody, I'm happy it's Pat Stay. You know what I mean?
Do you feel with like all the extra like controversy around the title? Was there like so much extra pressure going into this one, like more than a usual battle?
Not necessarily. Like any title match, there's always a great amount of pressure there. With all the controversy and all the kind of hate that I was getting, really, if anything, that just gave me more fuel to put on a better performance to just like shut down these haters. So that's what I was aiming to do tonight. And also, I was trying to defend the chain. You know what I mean? I was here to defend the chain. the crowd was definitely loving Pat Stay's shit. And he's a funny guy. He's a hilarious guy, you know what I mean? So when he's dropping jokes after jokes after jokes, he's getting the crowd going. And my angle was I was just coming with bars. So really this battle to me was going to be a classic battle of bars versus jokes. And that's what I think it turned out to be. Pat had some good wordplay as well. I think I had some dope shit in there as well too. So I think all around it was just a dope battle. So I'm just happy to take part in it.
And how do you feel about the atmosphere in the building?
The atmosphere is like, it's wild, you know what I mean? Like this is one of the dopest events that King of the Dot's ever thrown. World Domination 4 has been just amazing, you know what I mean? And I really love the energy in the room. Like everybody's really hype and everything. So I couldn't complain about the crowd. I felt like they were a little more on Pat Stay's side than my side, but I kind of knew that was going to be the case going into the battle. So I was just happy to get reactions from my bars, and you know, that's about it. That's about it.
And being a King of the Dot vet, like seeing World Domination 1 to World Domination 4, like how do you feel about like this whole evolution and how it's grown over the years?
It's grown drastically over the years. I mean, the first King of the Dot battles started out in parks and basketball courts and shit like that. To move up to these bigger clubs, I think it's amazing. It's a great look for Canadian hip hop and just the underground movement. You know, King of the Dot has really made great strides in professionalism and the way the events are run with the press conference and everything now. It's definitely stepped up a notch. Like World Domination 1, I was one of the headlining matches for that as well. And World Domination 2, I battled at. World Domination 3, I had to miss because I was in the middle of a Grand Prix tournament. So I had to sit that one out last year. So I'm just really happy to be back this year, part of World Domination. I think it's the biggest, best battle event that's going right now. So that's what's up.
And what's next for you, man?
Next, I'm probably gonna work on some music. I had a lot of fans out there that have been waiting for new music from me, and I just have not had the time with writing a new battle. Like last year, I was writing a new battle every 2 months. So every 60 days, you got to churn out like 3 songs worth of material for one battle. So I just didn't have the time to work on music as well. But that's really my passion, is working on music. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, getting back in the lab. And I'm sure in the future I'll be doing some more battles too. That's what's up.
And finally, anything else you got to say to the people?
I want to say shout out to my new clothing sponsor, Soul Toronto Clothing. Make sure you check them out online, Soul Toronto 416. Shout out to all my people in Steel City, Hamilton as well. You can check out the music at arcane905.bandcamp.com and follow me on Twitter at 905arcane, all that good stuff. That's what's up.